Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Shaunneka and today I will be guiding you through a yin yoga sequence for your hips. We will be incorporating some longer holds into this practice. We're not going to need any props, but before we begin, I just wanted to say thank you to all of the subscribers and supporters on this page. You know, I go through and I read all of your comments and I just love the community that we are building here on this channel. And I just want to remind you, if you haven't already, to please subscribe, like, and of course, if you resonate with the content on my channel, to share it. It really does help me out in that department. I appreciate all of the shares, the likes, the DMs. So I just wanted to extend my thank you to each and every one of you. So we will go ahead and get started, and our first posture will be a seated cross-legged position. So sitting cross-legged, bring the left shin in front. So a nice way to get into an easy seat is if you extend your feet closer to the top of the mat and then shimmy your feet as wide as the mat. It just allows the stretch to go a little bit deeper in the outer hips. And then you can move the fleshy parts behind. Go ahead, take your hands onto your knees. Take a nice big inhale. And on the exhale, fold forward any amount. And just allow the head to fall. Feeling that nice pull from the low back all the way up the spine into the outer hips. Really thinking about expanding the rib cage nice and wide on the inhale. And collapse on the exhale. The longer you stay in this pose, the deeper you go. So now I can bring my elbows to the floor. Just noticing that for yourself. Coming into our last few breaths here, maybe you inchworm your fingertips closer to the top of the mat, or walk all 10 fingertips over that right knee and reach with your left fingertips. Last few breaths. Take our last 2 breaths on this side. Nice big inhale, fill up. Open the mouth and side out. One more inhale. And exhale. So we'll go ahead and come back through center and come all the way back up. Maybe bring your hands behind you. Uncross the knees. Just keep the knees bent for a moment before we come to the other side. Let's go ahead and do the other side. So bringing the opposite shin in front, bringing the right shin in front this time. Walk your feet close to the top, or shimmy your feet close to the top so that there's a nice big gap. And then go ahead and shimmy your feet to the edges of the mat. Take your hands onto your knees, find a nice big inhale. And exhale, fold forward. And if you have that block handy, you can also place the block underneath your forehead if that feels good. So really just allowing the body to settle. If you begin to feel very hunched and rounded in this position, always think about sticking out your bum. It really increases the stretch and it helps you to find length. And again, the longer we're here, the deeper you go. nice, long, smooth breaths in and out of the nose. So we're coming into our last few breaths on this side. You can inchworm your fingers closer to the top of the mat, or you can walk all 10 fingertips over that knee and reach with the right fingertips. Feeling a nice stretch in the lower right side QL. Let's take our last 2 breaths. Nice big inhale. Open the mouth and sigh it out. One more inhale. And exhale, release. Go ahead, come back to center. Push yourself all the way back up. Let's uncross the knees. Plant the feet onto the mat and just sink back for a moment. Maybe you choose to windshield wipe your knees from side to side. That feels good. Let's go ahead. We'll come to our next position, which will be a shoelace. So if you have a block handy, I'll just demonstrate the 2 ways that you can do it with the block. So this is how I get into shoelace. I find a tabletop position, and then I simply cross my right knee over the left, and then I splay my feet out wide. So if you have difficulties in shoelace, you can place the block underneath your bum like this. You can also place the block underneath your knees like this, if that's comfortable for you. It just depends on your bone structure, your body. And you can also place the block on top of your knee and let the forehead rest like this. So just find what works for you. Go ahead, I'm just going to face the camera for this one. So when you're in shoelace, like I say in most positions, to imagine you're sticking out your bum. If you stick out your bum right away, you should feel a pull in that outer right glute. So inhale here, and exhale, find your version of shoelace. Just notice if you're holding any tension or you're clenching. Coming into our last few breaths here on this side. Let's go ahead and take our last 2 breaths here before we transition. Nice big inhale, fill up. Open the mouth and just let it go. Last one, inhale. And side out. So let's go ahead and sit on up. So we're going to continue to work on that outer right glute. So go ahead, lean back, extending that left leg out beside you, and you're drawing that right foot in towards the groin. Have your block handy if you decide to use it. So from here, you're going to take your left hand or your left elbow and place it on top of your left thigh. Place your left fist on your left temple. Or you can also take your palm and cup your forehead, if that feels good. You should still feel a nice stretch in the outer right glute, right hip, and the lower QL. If you're looking to use your block, you would place it either behind the leg, in front of the leg, or on the knee itself. And you can even give it a nice hug. And that right hand you can place gently on that right knee. So getting a nice hip stretch while incorporating the hamstring. This is also nice. You can do it leaning back against a wall if that helps you as well. You just want to make sure that you're not collapsing forward or you'll miss it. Coming into our last few breaths on this side. From here, go ahead and just turn over that left leg and fold forward. Just notice here I have the habit of squeezing my right glute, and then as soon as I notice that and I release it, I find length. I feel more of a stretch. Let's go ahead and take our last 2 breaths. Nice big inhale. Open the mouth and sigh it out. One more inhale. And exhale. Gently walk yourself all the way back upright. Find yourself back into center. Draw the knees closed. You can plant the feet, bend the knees, and just rock from side to side. And you'll definitely feel the length in the right side compared to the left. So let's go ahead and even ourselves out and do the other side. So this time we're going to cross that left shin in front of the right for shoelace. So finding your shoelace or getting into shoelace however is comfortable for you. Finding length, inhale. Making sure both sit bones are on the mat, and then find your version of shoelace. So this past week I've been cleaning out my garage and I found a skipping rope. And I thought, wonder if I still got it. I remember I used to be the double dutch queen. I used to love to double dutch. So I think that's going to be my new venture. I always like to try new things. I mean, skipping isn't new, but I think I'm going to try to jump back on that horse, see how it goes. If there's anything new that you've been trying this quarantine, maybe something new you want to try, let me know in the comments. Coming into our last few breaths here before we transition. Let's take our last 2 breaths here. Nice big inhale, fill up. Open the mouth, inside out. One more inhale. And exhale. Let's go ahead and come all the way back up. We'll do that same thing on this side now. So extend the right leg out beside you and keep the left knee bent in towards your groin. Take a nice big inhale here, and on the exhale, bring your right elbow into your right thigh. You're going to place your right temple in the fists of your right hand and just gently allow to sink. And then also notice if you're clenching that left thigh and just allow it to soften. Remembering you also have the option to place the blocks as well if you have them. Coming into our last few breaths here. Let's go ahead and lean over now that right leg. And something I like to do, I like to snuggle my thumbs underneath my calf. Relaxing that left thigh. our last 2 breaths here. Nice big inhale, fill up. Really send the breath into the lower left side. Open the mouth inside out. One more inhale. And gently exhale. Slowly opening the eyes if they were closed, walking yourself all the way back up. And from here, we're simply just going to take that left leg, swing it around, and come to lay on our backs. From here, you can just sway the knees from side to side. Maybe draw the knees in towards the chest. Drop both knees to the right for a brief moment. Gaze to the left. Come back through center, same thing other side. Drop both knees, this time to the left. And gaze to the right. Coming back through center. For your Shavasana, we'll go ahead and take a reclined butterfly for Shavasana. Bring the soles of the feet to touch, and you can bring your hands onto your belly. We did a lot of low back, outer hip work, so this is a nice way to just bring a little bit of balance back into the groin, back into the legs. feeling free to stay here for as long as you'd like. I do hope that you enjoyed today's practice, and I will see you back here again soon. I hope you have a wonderful day.